So today we're going to be talking about doing link building outreach 100% for free. That means no expensive tools, no expensive subscriptions. No, we're not going to be going after easy to get guest post farm links that don't help your rankings. We're going to be talking about how to do backlink outreach for 100% free and actually get quality links that are going to boost your DR and help you rank better on Google so you can pull in more organic traffic. And definitely be sure to watch to the end because we're going to be going over the entire process and there are some super important steps you do not want to be skipping to increase your success rate and make sure you're not wasting your time. All right, let's get into it. So I'm Chris Gegis, and you may know me from my link building agency over at sterlingsalot.co or our other YouTube channel or our Facebook group, or you might have seen me around at some SEO conferences or on some other podcasts, but you can go to my website for more information on me. So the very first step is we're going to want to find a bunch of targets to actually send outreach emails to. Because that's what link building really is. It's just sending a bunch of emails and trying to negotiate with people, trying to get content on their website and links on their website. And the kind of websites that you want to get links on are websites that are posting content that are related to your niche. And hopefully they're also ranking for this stuff as well. They don't have to be ranking the best for it, but if they're posting content related to your niche and they're kind of ranking for it, then they are good outreach targets. Because that means these websites are at least somewhat powerful, that Google trusts them, and Google will see them as relevant to your website. So what you can do is just go over to Google and start typing in some of the keywords that you want your site to rank for, or maybe you're even already ranking for them. So in this example, I'll just pretend that I'm building links for my website, sterlingsalot.co, our link building agency. So I'll just search for a keyword like how to build backlinks. So now here we are on the SERP for that keyword. You can see we have the top 10 rankers here. Now we want to just start adding all of these websites to a big list. And we can do that with a Chrome extension called Link Grabber. You can get that on the Chrome Web Store and it is 100% free. Before you use it, you want to go into Link Grabber options and you want to put in some domains in here that you do not want them to return. This will just make your life a little bit easier. So you can see here that I am not including any links from Google, Ahrefs. I put Ahrefs in here because I have the Ahrefs extension and it ends up picking up a bunch of those links. Then you're going to add in a bunch of social media stuff like LinkedIn, Facebook, Reddit, X, Twitter, Medium, Quora, YouTube. And these are just kind of some of the big ones, right? You might want to add more than that, but this will cut out a lot of the junk that you're not going to want to reach out to. So for example, you're not going to want to send an email to Facebook saying, hey, Facebook, can I have a guest post on your website, right? So yeah, just add these to the block domains list. And you can see here that it's given us a list of links. Go ahead and just click the copy button. And we're going to just start dumping these in a spreadsheet. Don't worry about cleaning this up right now. There are some duplicates in here, but we will take care of that here in a bit. Next up, let's go to page 2. Same thing on page 2, open up Link Grabber, copy all the links on the page, paste them into your spreadsheet. And now let's go to page 3, Link Grabber, copy links, paste into our sheet. So when you're doing this, I pretty much recommend that you just do the top 3 pages. You could do more than that if you wanted to, but you want people that are kind of decently ranking. Anything past page 3, they're really not ranking that well, but you could still keep going, right? But instead of keeping going, I'd rather go and search for another keyword. So we already did one keyword, how to build backlinks. Let's go ahead and search for another keyword. And when you're doing this, you can search for both keywords that are maybe harder to rank for as well as easier to rank for. And this will just give you a good mix of websites that are ranking for all different stuff in your niche, right? So now let's search for one that I know is a lot easier. Let's do guest post versus niche edits. Now again, with Link Grabber, we're just going to be copying everything into our spreadsheet. And I'm going to go ahead and do page 2 and 3 real quick. All right, so doing that right now, we have about 100 results in our spreadsheet. And the next thing we're going to want to do is clean up this list a little bit. So first of all, let's get rid of the duplicate. Go ahead and just copy everything that you pasted in there so far. You can Google something like URL list cleaner to get a tool like this, which is free to use. Just go ahead and paste everything in there. We'll say trim to root, remove HTTP variations, remove duplicate URLs. Control A to select everything, copy. Go and delete this out and then paste it in. And it looks like now we've narrowed it down to about 54 results. Now 54 is definitely not nearly enough. We're going to want to have a much bigger list than this. So all you want to do is just keep repeating the process with more keywords. You want something more than, 100, 200, the more the better really. Because link building is a numbers game. Hopefully you can get your list to about 500 URLs, maybe even 1,000 URLs. If you're not able to get those kind of numbers, then you could increase the pages that you're searching on from only page 3 to going to like page 4 or 5, right? Anyway, just repeat it a bunch of times, get a bunch of URLs in here. But we're just going to work with this small list right now because this is just an example for you guys. The next thing you're going to want to do is look through your list and look for websites that will not give you a link. So as I know my niche, I know that Black Hat World is a forum and Warrior Forum is of course a forum as well. So reaching out to these websites is not what we want to do. We don't want to reach out to a forum because they don't do guest posts. They don't write articles, right? It's a forum. So we could remove these off the list. Then you have like really big publications, like for example, Search Engine Journal. You might be able to get a guest post on their site, but it's going to be really difficult. So you can include this, or you might not want to include it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off because that's not really the type of site we're looking to reach out to. A big, news publication. We're more looking for these like actual blogs to reach out to, right? Just a normal website, a normal blog. Maybe they do some services or whatever they're selling, but yeah. And if you're not familiar with your niche, it's a good idea to just open up all of these sites manually. For example, go in here, we'll open this one. Let's go open this one, and this one. So this looks like a normal kind of like SaaS website with a blog. This looks great. Again, looks like some kind of SEO related website. Yeah, they do quotes, so some kind of SEO services. That's fine. And this one looks like another good outreach target. This one looks great as well. And just do that with the whole list, right? Another thing you could remove from this list are your direct competitors. Because a lot of times your direct competitors will not want to link to you. It's just the way of the world. So for example, I know linkbuilder.io and RhinoRank are direct competitors of our link building agency, so I might not want to send emails to this guy. However, a lot of times you still can get links for them. It just really depends on who's running the company and how they feel about linking to their competitors and what kind of message you send them, right? So I'll go ahead and leave these on the list. Next up, if you have Ahrefs, and yes, I said we were going to do this completely for free, and you can do it completely for free. Actually, you don't really need to do this step. You don't really need to qualify the metrics of these websites because we already know that they're posting content related to your niche, and we already know that they're able to rank decently for it. So we know that pretty much with a very high probability that these websites are pretty healthy and that Google trusts them on this subject and is willing to rank them, right? So we don't really need to look up their metric. However, if you do have access to a tool like Ahrefs, you could come in here, do a batch analysis, paste your list in, hit analyze, and you can sort the list by DR or traffic or whatever. You can see that the lowest DR site on this list is 7, but there's really not many low DR sites. It really gets to above 20 very quickly. So I would say all of these are just fine. And even the ones that are below 20, you can still reach out to those as well. And traffic, it looks like there are maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 sites in here that are below 500 traffic, which you might not really want to reach out to. But we also know they're already ranking for stuff too. So you could go ahead and reach out to these. It's not going to kill you to get sites that have a low DR or low traffic. You're going to be just fine. And these links could probably still help you anyways, because we know they are super relevant, right? All right, and the next thing we want to do is we want to find the email addresses for each website so that we can actually reach out to them. And this is going to be a little time consuming without a tool. Of course, if you want a tool to speed it up, just come over to my website and hit the recommended tools. I've got some stuff in there that'll help speed this up for you. But doing it the free way, there's a couple ways you can do this. Number one is you can go to the page's contact page. You can see I've got a couple emails here. Looks like we probably want to use this one. Of course, this is our website, so I know which one we want to use. Go ahead and paste it in. And if you are not able to find any emails, you could just copy the link to this page because there is a contact form fill on this page, which is another good option. If you can't find an email for whatever reason, you can just use the contact form fill. I'll go ahead and paste that in as well. If you still are not able to find an email, another way is you come down to the footer, see if there's any emails in the footer. You could also click their social media links over there, go to their social media, see if you can find any way to contact them there or just send them messages on their social media. Or you could try to find some of their author pages. You could just open up some of the blog posts on their website, see what author it's written by, go to the author page and see if there's any contact information about the author on this page, even if it's their social media, right? So this step is obviously going to be very time consuming, but it has to be done. You have to have a way to reach out to these people. So do this for every single website on your list to get all of their contacts. So now we have a huge list of domains, a huge list of email addresses. Now we need to actually start emailing these people, but there's a very important thing you need to do here. You don't want to just start emailing them from your normal email address on your domain because there's a high probability that this could end up messing up your email address. It could get your emails marked as spam. And you could essentially burn the domain, burn the email address because some people don't like outreach messages. So what you want to do is to buy a domain. Yes, I said this was going to be 100% free, but this is very cheap. Buying a domain only costs like $7 or something. So you're going to have to do this. So maybe I should change the title of the video to Link Building Outreach for $7. But if you can't pay $7 and you want to build backlinks, I don't really know what to say, guys. You're going to have to spend at least a little bit of money, all right? But I think this is the only thing you're going to have to spend money on right here. So we are pretending that we are building links for my website over here, sirlinksalot.co. So what you want to do is buy a domain name that's very similar to Sir Links-A-Lot. So for example, I could do something like trysirlinksalot.co. So you do like trysirlinksalot.co, go sirlinksalot, sirlinksalot press, whatever you want. Just make sure it looks pretty similar to your other domain name. Go ahead and buy that. After you've bought the domain name, go ahead and set up 3 email addresses on it. You could do something like do chris@trysirlinksalot.co, chrisgegis@trysirlinksalot.co, christopher@trysirlinksalot.co. Just have your name in there. Don't make it something like random. Actually have a human name in there. This will help you look a lot more trustworthy, right? And it's a lot better than sending something from like a Gmail or just some free email account. This looks a lot more trustworthy. It looks like you're someone that's actually working for the brand. It's got a human name. People like to talk to humans. After you set up the email addresses, we need to do some stuff to increase our deliverability. And that is stuff like setting up your domain's ESPA and DMARC records. This stuff is pretty easy to do. You could pay someone on Fiverr to do it, but really you could just do it yourself. It's a little bit technical, but yeah, it'll just take you like 5 minutes or something. You could just search for it anywhere on Google. There's a ton of guides that walk you through the whole process. Now, the next thing we want to do is to warm up our IP address or warm up these emails. And how you do this is you just start using the email address, having back and forth conversations with people via the email. Again, there are paid services to do this, but you can do it yourself as well. One thing you can do is start sending emails to your friends and family and just tell them they need to reply to it. And you can just have a couple back and forth really stupid emails with them. Another thing you could do, which is a little bit immoral, but it'll help speed things up quite a bit, is you could set up job postings where people will send you a bunch of emails because you're posting saying, hey, I'll pay you if you do this. For example, you could join a Facebook group like this where people are looking to hire writers. You could join the Facebook group. You say, hey, I'm looking to hire a writer that's writing about link building, whatever. Here's my email address. Send me an email if you want to work for me. And you'll get a ton of emails and just have a little back and forth with all of these people, right? And another thing you can do is just go to websites that are providing some kind of service and just email them, just asking questions about their service and have some conversations with their customer service people. Of course, you're not going to be buying anything. You are just warming up your email. I really can't emphasize enough how much you really need to do these steps. If you don't do these steps, your stuff's just going to get marked as spam and no one's going to even open your email. So yeah, you need to set up your DKIM and all that stuff, and you need to warm up your emails. All right, now it's time to actually start sending our emails. And I recommend you start going very slowly when these emails are just been created. That means you could really just send between 5, 10, maybe even 15 emails to start with, and you could just slowly increase this over time. So, maybe the first week you're only sending 5 or 10 emails a day. Maybe the next week you up that to 15 or 20 emails a day. You just want to start slowly because if you just create an email address and you start sending off hundreds of emails a day, then there's a high chance that you get marked as spam and people will just never see your emails. So now you actually need the email that you're going to be sending to these people. And my advice on this is to keep things very simple, keep it personalized, keep it short. So I've gone ahead and written a simple outreach message here. So first of all, have a good subject line. You could write something like potential collaboration or potential collaboration for and put their actual name here. You can say hey, and use the name of the person you're writing to. I'm Chris Giges, one of the founders over at Solar.co, a 7-figure link building agency that's been in operation for 6 years. So you're basically just saying very quickly who you are and why they should listen to you. I saw some of your articles on and put their website name and wanted to reach out concerning a potential collaboration. I'd love to write a content piece on, and you could just have a general subject here. For example, you could just say link building. It doesn't have to be super specific yet, just very general. I've noticed a ton of keyword opportunities you're not ranking for yet that could pull in some additional organic traffic, saying basically, I'll write an article for you and I'll actually do the keyword research and we'll get you a good article that'll be good for you and get you more traffic, right? So what do you think? And then at the end, very important, actually have a signature here, have your name, your position at the company, and the name of the company. So each of these parts is important, right? We have a good subject line, we're using their name, we're saying who we are, we're saying exactly what we want to do, we're saying how it benefits them, and we're showing them that we are a real person, we are a professional, right? So you're going to send that email to your contact, and now we want to track everything. This is super important to do. So we got our website, we have the contact information of the website, and we wrote for email 1, we sent it on this date. Now what you want to do is you can basically wait 3 days and then you want to send a follow-up. The follow-up, don't overthink it, just make it super short. It can really just be like one sentence, right? Say, hey, did you get a chance to see my other email? I've got some great ideas for you guys. Let me know if you want to see them. And for email 3, you can say, hey, this is the last time I'll bug you. I've got a couple great content ideas. If not, no worries. I hope you have a great day. Never want to be too pushy with the stuff. You want to be super friendly. Keep putting them first. Keep putting their needs first. Don't say, hey, don't ignore me. They don't care if they're ignoring you. Don't say, hey, I really need a link on your website. They don't care what you need. Just keep reiterating that you want to do something for them. And these follow-ups are super important because most of the time you are not going to get success on your first email, but then it comes after the second email or third email where you'll really start getting a lot more replies. And then we have a notes column here so you can just write any notes about what they said to you in the emails and just keep track of your communication, right? And you're going to keep track of this with every single website that you reach out to. So you're probably starting to see at this point in time that this is going to take a lot of time to manage all of this stuff, and this is the price you pay, right? There's a trade-off with link building like there is with anything else. It's time versus money, right? Next up, when some of these people will reply, you are going to need to negotiate with them because a lot of them are going to demand money. So the outreach process is 100% free, but at the end of the day, it is 2024, and a lot of people know that links are valuable and they will want to charge you for them. However, you can get them down to pretty cheap prices when you are negotiating. And some good advice that I got that was really funny and that's always stuck with me is that when you are negotiating for backlinks, if you aren't sending them an offer that you are actually embarrassed to tell them, then you're actually not going low enough. So don't be afraid to shoot them really low numbers and say something like, hey, I don't have much money for this project right now. How does $10 or $20 sound? And just see what they say. But always shoot them very, very low. because you never really know what's possible, right? So next up, we're actually going to need to write the content that's going to be posted on their website that will have a backlink going back to our website on it. And one way you can do that is we told them that we would write them an article that they don't have yet that's going to rank for some traffic, some keywords. So you could come over to their sitemap. You could type in something like /sitemap_index.xml at the end of their website address. But there are a couple different things that this could be, but you could just search for how to find a site sitemap and you'll find it eventually. Click here on Post Sitemap. We'll use Link Grabber, copy all of these links. We'll come over to ChatGPT and say, give me 10 keyword ideas that this website doesn't have articles for yet, and we'll paste in the URLs from their sitemap. And boom, ChatGPT just gave us a bunch of ideas right there. And of course, you could verify this stuff. You could go into something like Google AdWords, Google Keyword Planner, which is completely free. You just have to sign up for an account. Go into Google Keywords Planner. You could search for search volumes for stuff. This could just give you some ideas, and you could start searching around and find more and find an actual good keyword. Let's go ahead and take this one right here, how to optimize your website for Google Discover. Now what we want to do is actually write them a decent article, right? Instead of getting ChatGPT just to do this for us automatically, we're going to put a little bit more time and effort into it. Go and search for our keyword on Google. I'll go ahead and open up the top 3 rankers. Can actually open up their article, then use a free Chrome extension like Detail to see their headings. So we can basically see how their article is structured, right? This is basically the table of contents for the article, and this will tell us what topics we want to write about in the article or what headings we want to include in an article that we create of our own. Could do that for Article 2 as well. Let's go ahead and check out their headings. This one looks a little bit more simple. And then we could check out Article number 3 as well. And what you want to do is just have something that you consider a good article. So you could take the headings from all of these articles, all the sections that you think your article should have, and create your own new outline. So here's our new outline, and then you could take that to ChatGPT and have ChatGPT write it then. And it's also a good idea to go through section by section instead of having it do just everything all at one time, right? Because when you try to have it do everything at one time, it writes these really short, kind of crappy sections. It's not very good. So you could do one at a time. Or if you have an AI writing tool, you could use that to help you as well. And then, of course, you need to edit the article to add a human touch to it so it's not just AI spam. I highly recommend using a checklist like the one that I have here to make sure that people are actually happy with your article and they will post it on their website. Just be aware if you're writing content for websites that are not guest post farms and they actually want quality content, you're going to have to spend a little bit more time on your content, right? But then you're going to get very valuable links in exchange for it. That's the deal. So highly recommend using a checklist like this just so it doesn't sound like complete ChatGPT garbage. So that's pretty much it, guys. We've covered exactly how to do link building outreach for free to get quality backlinks that are actually going to increase your DR and help you rank higher on Google by getting links from trusted websites that Google likes that write content on your subject and actually rank for it. These are going to be great links that are actually going to move the needle and help you rank on Google. So we talked about how you're finding your targets, finding all the contacts for these domains, setting up your emails properly, warming them up, doing all the technical stuff. Start sending your outreach messages, tracking it in Google Sheets, negotiating, writing the articles, everything 100% for free, right? So hopefully you liked the video. Go ahead and give it a like and give my channel a sub if you're enjoying the content, and I will see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.